Jay-Z has spoken out on Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl announcement. In a statement shared by Hot 97, Jay-Z praised Lamar's upcoming Super Bowl performance, calling him a once-in-a-generation artist.
Drake does not want Kendrick to perform not like us at the Super Bowl. That is the play here. All this is because he does not want Kendrick to perform that song at the Super Bowl. Lord child, it's nasty.
I wanted to announce this before we even get into gambling.
Run.
Because I'm excited. But February 9th, for anybody that's watching from Australia, I'm coming back to Australia the first time in 8 years.
I remember when I was about like 17 years old. I was in a parking lot and I was watching Jay-Z. For me, that was really a moment that unlocked something in my mind. It made me realize that all this is possible, you know. So I want to thank him, both of them, for that moment.
There's no reason why Lil Wayne should not be performing the Super Bowl. There's one person who's stopping this. I know, it's not really a secret. Lil Wayne had a problem with somebody before who's kind of part of the organization running it. This is payback. Who's that? Who's Lil Wayne artist? Drake.
Oh my God, Drake isn't just making headlines with his legal drama against Universal Music Group anymore. He's now coming for the NFL's neck. Can you believe this man is actually threatening to sue the NFL if they let Kendrick Lamar perform Not Like Us at the Super Bowl halftime show? The audacity is literally sending me. But wait, it gets even juicier. Drake's not just throwing empty threats. He's saying both UMG and the NFL will catch these legal hands if Kendrick performs that track. And honey, guess who just stepped into the chat? Jay-Z himself. Through Roc Nation, which has been running the NFL's music strategy since 2019, Jay apparently sent Drake a little warning about not messing with Kendrick's performance. And let me tell you, the history between Jay and Drake? Chili, it's spicier than your grandma's secret hot sauce recipe. Word on these industry streets is that Jay-Z is the puppet master behind Kendrick's Super Bowl performance. Some insiders are whispering that he might be using this whole situation to send Drake a not-so-subtle message. Meanwhile, Drake's fans are out here doing mental gymnastics, coming up with these wild theories to cope with their fave getting dragged. Some are even suggesting that Jay-Z is using Kendrick like a chess piece to get revenge on not just Drake, but Lil Wayne and Birdman over their past beef. The mess of it all.
Timing of this just says he just doesn't want the song played at the Super Bowl. And because it's in a lawsuit, the NFL is going to tell Kendrick, hey, you can't play this song. You know what I'm saying? At this point, they're going to start to rehearse, you know what I'm saying, for the Super Bowl halftime show. And what the NFL is going to be like, hey, give us your set list. If Not Like Us is on that set list, they're going to be like, oh, this is involved in a lawsuit. Yeah, we don't want nothing to do with it.
Now, if you're wondering why Jay-Z's got beef with Drake, grab your popcorn because we need to take it all the way back to the early 2000s. After Drake dropped his So Far Gone mixtape, Jay-Z actually reached out and put him on Blueprint 3. Drake was just doing the hook, but baby, for a newcomer, getting that Jay-Z cosign was like winning the lottery and hitting the jackpot on the same day. The love kept flowing when Jay blessed Drake's debut album, Thank Me Later, with that Light Up track. But here's where the drama starts simmering. While Jay-Z needed 3 whole albums to cement his legacy, Drake came strutting in like he already owned the place. This man really thought he was ready to take the throne. And when Watch the Throne and Take Care dropped in the same year, Drake had the nerve to throw the first punch on DJ Khaled's I'm on One, basically announcing he was coming for Jay's crown. Then Birdman, and y'all know how messy he can be, jumps into the mix, stirring that pot like his life depended on it. He really went on record saying Lil Wayne was the better MC. His exact words were dripping with shade. I don't think Jay-Z is the #1 MC in no kind of way. Wayne's the best. He do the most and he make the most money. I don't think no man in the business make more money than us. How can you be the best if you don't make the most money and you don't do the most lyrically? Come on, man, be for real. Can't nobody F with Wayne. If you #1 and you ain't getting no money, it don't mean nothing. Now, honey, Jay-Z wasn't about to let that disrespect slide. On Watch the Throne's lead single, he clapped back with the iconic line. I'm like, really? Half a billy? You got baby money? Keep it real, they ain't got my lady money? But Lil Wayne, child, he took that disc and turned it into a whole threat on It's Good, coming with, talking about baby money, I got your baby money, kidnap your B, get that how much you love your lady money. And Drake, being the loyal soldier he was trying to be, jumped in on the same track with, Please pardon my brother, he's just angry at you who don't have your heart and your rish and got too effing comfy. The shade of it all. Fast forward to 2014 and something interesting happened. Drake actually admitted to Rolling Stone that Watch the Throne pushed him creatively. He said it challenged him and directly inspired Started from the Bottom. For a hot minute, it looked like maybe, just maybe, the beef was cooling down. They even collaborated on Pound Cake, Paris Morton Music 2, and Jay-Z was gracious enough to let Drake put it on his 2013 album, Nothing Was the Same, even though Jay originally had plans for it on Magna Carta Holy Grail.
He's definitely one of my favorite rappers and like one of my favorite people, period. So it's tough not to want to like just go off
just
and
rap.
give people those moments. Yeah, that's
right.
what I want to do is just rap.
So you have like built a nice relationship with him.
I mean, yeah, I think like one of the strongest, I think, if not the strongest.
Of all the other rappers?
Yeah, definitely.
Wow, who knew?
Yeah, I know, yeah, he's like, he's just like an incredible mentor to me and gives me great guidance and is very, very supportive. And you
is
know,
that a new relationship, or were you guys always cool?
No, it's always been like that. You
really?
know, I mean, I think the more I make him proud, you know,
that's
I
so
think,
cute.
yeah, like, you know, the more I show him prove, like that, the like, you know, that's where the relationship grows. You know, it's just like the more he has to say to me, you know, and I've been consistent enough to sort of deserve or warrant advice from him.
Right.
And he gives it to me, you know, and he's just, I saw him last night. He's like, he's the best, man. For real.
Wow.
But y'all know peace never lasts long in hip-hop. Just when everyone thought the drama was settling, Drake had to open his mouth again in that Rolling Stone interview. He really came for Jay-Z's art references, saying, "It's like Hav can't drop these days without at least 4 art references. I'd love to collect at some point, but the whole rap art world thing is starting to feel kind of corny." The disrespect was real. And baby, Jay-Z wasn't about to let Drake shade him like that. Just a month after that interview dropped, Jay fired back on Jay Electronica's We Made It remix with these vicious bars. "Sorry, Mrs. Drizzy, for so much art talk, silly me, rapping about that I really bought, while these rappers rap about guns they ain't shot and a bunch of other silly that they ain't got." Drake was literally waiting in the cut because a week later, 1 week, y'all, he dropped Draft Day with the line, "I'm focused on making records and getting bigger, just hits no misses, that's for the married folk." But this man wasn't done. During a Toronto Raptors playoff game against Jay's Brooklyn Nets, Drake had the audacity to say, "This is the people's team out here tonight, you know what I mean, Toronto Raptors. Jay-Z's somewhere eating a fondue plate. Like, who raised this man?" Jay-Z checked Drake real quick on DJ Khaled's "They Don't Love You No More," spitting, "Talking down on the crown, watch them you round, got you wound, haters want to the ball, let me tighten up my drawing, wrong sport boy, you know you're as soft as a lacrosse team." Burned. But Drake, being the stubborn king he is, wouldn't let it go. On Summer 16, this man really had the nerve to claim Jay's throne with, "I used to want to be a Rockefeller, then I turned into Jay. Then came the whole messy pop-style situation. They supposedly buried the hatchet and teamed up, but Jay barely showed up. 2 lines. 2. Drake took that personally, and honestly, who wouldn't? That's when Jay-Z decided to check Drake again on DJ Khaled's "They Got the Keys," hitting him where it hurts. "Till you're on your own, you can't be me, how we still slaves in 2016. Jay was flexing about owning his masters, and to twist the knife, he added, "Real life I'm like Hav, real life I'm life goals, in real life they're like me, in real life I'm like no." And y'all know Drake, he wasn't about to take that sitting down. He dropped his own version of pop style on Views, completely cutting Jay out. Now Jay-Z seemed like he was getting tired of the back and forth and stopped responding, but Drake, this man kept throwing shade like it was his job. On his collab with 21 Savage, Drake really came for Jay's comments about owning masters, spitting, "You ain't own it right away. You had to wait on man. I'm only 29, have some patience with us. Plus, I never met nobody from my label. I just pop up with the music, then they pay." And let me tell you why this hit different. By the time Drake was the same age Jay was when he dropped Reasonable Doubt, our boy Drake had already snatched himself a Grammy and finished 2012 as the highest-grossing tour act, and the tea is, Jay didn't even secure his masters until he was 45. That's when Jay decided to remind Drake who he was dealing with on DJ Khaled's Shining. 12 solo albums all platinum. I know you ain't out here talking numbers right. I know you ain't out here talking summers right. The shade was immaculate. Then Jay pulled a power move by remixing Drake's Know Yourself and his collab with Giggs KMT during his Toronto 444 tour stop. Some fans thought it was pure shade, but then Drake shocked everyone by putting Jay-Z on Talk Up from Scorpion. And just when we thought we'd seen it all, they were spotted taking photos together at Jay and Beyonce's On the Run tour Detroit stop. But chilly, look at where we are now, back in the mess. When the news dropped that Kendrick Lamar, not Lil Wayne like everybody and their mama was hoping for, would be headlining the 2025 Super Bowl halftime show in New Orleans, industry insiders started connecting dots faster than a kindergartner with a coloring book. Mass and Cameron suggested that Jay, through his NFL live music entertainment strategist role with Roc Nation, might be using Kendrick to settle all those old scores with Drake, Wayne, and Birdman.
Listen, I love Kendrick Lamar. I love the pop-up. I think he's one of the top artists of this generation, period. Hate the selection. It's in New Orleans. You don't get Lil Wayne. That's what we doing?
Yeah.
Listen, you don't get Lil Wayne in New Orleans for the Super Bowl. Not just Hot Boys, Cash Money, all the songs Lil Wayne's done, whether it's Blink 182, there's no reason why Lil Wayne should not be performing the Super Bowl. There's one person who's stopping this. I know, it's not really a secret. Lil Wayne had a problem with somebody before who's kind of part of the organization running it. This is payback. Who's that? Who's Lil Wayne artist? Drake.
Yeah,
this
this age is crazy.
It's crazy,
Yeah.
Bro, it's ridiculous. Like Mike, there's some hip hop that you probably don't know what's going on, to be totally honest with you. So we'll school you behind the scenes. Lil Wayne not to be performing in New Orleans for the Super Bowl is egregious. And it gotta stop. It gotta stop. Mike, we'll tell you what's going on later. It gotta stop, bro. It gotta stop, man.
Yeah, and I'm doubling down on that. Hating at this age is crazy.
Yeah, it's wild.
I love Lil Wayne.
It's wild, bro.
Man. I work with Lil Wayne. I love him. Great dude. Great dude.
And this has nothing towards Kendrick. If anybody deserved it, Kendrick would deserve it. But there's some backstory going on.
Yeah.
While Lil Wayne is not performing the Super Bowl.
Right. Right, I can dig it.
Yeah, that's sad. That's so sad. Yeah, that's like really sad. Like, come on, nigga.
For real, bro.
You're that insecure, man. Like,
it's crazy.
DJ Academics jumped on this theory like white on rice. He went on X dropping bombs like Jay-Z and Roc Nation responsible for curating the Super Bowl halftime show, remember that. Then took it to Instagram with Jay-Z set up the play Drake, Jay forget about that charged up verse, he the higher ups. And then Drake really said hold my beer and filed those legal petitions against UMG, claiming they artificially inflated Kendrick's Not Like Us popularity. But here's the real gag. Fans think Drake's only doing this to mess with Kendrick's Super Bowl moment. According to Media Takeout, Drake even sent a cease and desist to the NFL, threatening to drag them to court if they let Kendrick perform what he's calling a defamatory track. But the NFL is out here unbothered, basically treating Drake's threats like a mosquito at a barbecue. Sources close to Jay-Z say Roc Nation already warned Drake that he's playing with fire if he thinks he can stop the biggest rap song of 2024 from being performed. And the fans, they're saying Drake trying to block Not Like Us would be the biggest L because knowing how strategic Kendrick is, he'd probably just let the crowd sing it, and imagine how embarrassing that would be. But Drake's not completely alone in this fight. His former bestie, Nicki Minaj, is actually in his corner. She's out here accusing Jay-Z of using Kendrick like a puppet to get revenge on Drake and Wayne. The whole situation is messier than a toddler eating spaghetti. This beef has more layers than an onion, and honestly, it doesn't look like it's ending anytime soon. Between Drake's legal threats, Jay-Z's power moves, and Kendrick sitting pretty with that Super Bowl spot, we're in for one wild ride. And let's be real, this is probably just the beginning of even more drama to come. So what do y'all think? Can Drake really stop Kendrick from performing Not Like Us at the Super Bowl? Is Jay-Z really pulling all these strings behind the scenes? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because this tea is too hot not to discuss. Too hot not to...